All right, man. Let's talk about Jared Big Baby Anderson. Is he the last American heavyweight boxing hope? Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video after we had Big Baby Miller, Gerald Miller, lose to Daniel Du Bois. There's been some talks about Anderson and Du Bois fighting for quite some time. That may be on deck. And then we had Deontay Wilder lose again, and most people think it's over for Deontay Wilder. I think Jared Big Baby Anderson is one of the last American heavyweight hopes. I mean, you still got Richard Torres, but I think it's so early in the game for Richard Torres is that it's just too early. So at the end of the day, when Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder in their primes could have gave the U.S. and the world, especially the U.S., a fight that they were interested in and help, fully restore heavyweight boxing back to America, they failed to deliver the fight to prime. And then by the time we thought they was ready to make the fight, which was still some speculation that they wasn't gonna still make the fight. They failed to bring the division back when people had an interest. When people had an interest to the fight, and at the end of the day, now, there's really, it's the fight's probably dead. Wilder at 38 years old, about to be 40, inactivity. And then, a lot of guys that hope to stake a claim in America and make a name in America, probably like that was the only reason that a Usyk would want to that's probably why Usyk would want to fight Wilder, so he'd be able to get a name in America, something that the Klitschko's couldn't do. Nobody in America really liked the Klitschko's, but then again, they never had a Mike Tyson or Holyfield. And then, at the end of the day, they did things to avoid James Toney as well, too. And, James Toney just kept coming up a little bit short against Samuel Peters, the Nigerian Nightmare. You know what I'm saying? So he came up a little bit short versus them. So the Klitschko's just really, and there was rumors that, I think he was giving the Klitschko's business, especially I think it was Vladimir business. It might even knocked him out of sparring. That's why Vladimir really wasn't trying to fight him. But yeah, he didn't handle his business, in the ring. But for the most part, this is just, one of our last hopes. And, a lot of, athletes are still not turning to, they still not turning to boxing, at all. It's not an option. It's football, basketball, stuff of that nature. And they still don't care nothing about boxing. And, Wilder and Joshua, could have helped, help create more boxers in America. But then again, we know Joshua just didn't have any, he never wanted to come to America. He don't even want to train here. And don't be surprised if he stick with Ben Davison overseas. He didn't want to train here. He don't want to come back here and redeem himself at all. And whatever reason that is, he like being a big fish in a small pond, so be it. He could have came here and been a star. But it just, he didn't want to. But then again, he'd give the advice to the other UK fighters that they got to train in America if they want to get better. They got to come over here. But he not leading by example. And he could have beat Wilder and he could have been the man in Vegas. But everybody's ambitions are not the same. Everybody don't want the same thing. And that's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. But yeah, Anderson, the last hope. Now I know he got pulled over in the DUI. I don't know what they got to do about it. He's turned a lot of people off in his time as heavyweight. People felt like it was treason, him going against Wilder and picking Fury. I mean, he trained with Fury. Then he celebrated Parker, telling people, I told you he wasn't gonna beat I told you that he wasn't gonna beat Wilder wasn't gonna beat Joseph Parker and all this type stuff. So, at the end of the day, um, a lot of people don't like how he was going against the grain on Wilder, and people felt that he was hating on Wilder. I just felt like he was speaking his truth. He was speaking his opinion on what happened. So a lot of the American public don't even fuck with Big Baby Anderson. And that's stupid to me. Like, okay, I don't get it. You know, okay, he trained with Fury. He on the same promotional company as Fury. You know what I'm saying? He said he felt that Fury was, was better, and he was proven to be facts. He picked Joseph Parker. He seemed like he was celebrating Joseph Parker be facts. So he's not going to be endeared right now by, these social media boxing fans. He's not going to be endeared by them. But all he got to do is keep winning. So then again, you hear them talk about how Jared Anderson is his defense ain't that good. They'll nitpick him, they don't like him because they felt like he went against the grain on Wilder. That's why. You know, that's why. So, in my humble opinion, I'm behind him. I like him. He is from the Midwest where we create the best boxers in the world. But yeah, I like him, man. I think, obviously his defense kind of gotta, clear up, especially being in the heavyweight division. Um, but I like him. Got speed, got power, kind of modern his he kind of modern his boxing ability, after the smaller fighters. Mike Tyson did the same thing. Um, he, he pretty much modern his game after the smaller fighters. And, today he ain't the biggest heavyweight at 6'4", but he ain't the smallest. Got some weight on him, still young, 24 years old. So hey, he doing his thing. He doing his thing. So um, but but yeah, I think he could be next up. And he really him and Richard Torres really the last hope, and it's hard to put Richard Torres in there being an Olympian, and he just ain't he just so young in the game. They matching them young Olympians. They signed a whole Olympic team. They matching them tough. But we gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see. So yeah, Richard Torres right now, he's the same age as Big Baby Anderson, Southpaw. So he only 8 fights so far, but he only been pro since 2022. So he only been pro uh going on 2 years now. In March it'll be 2 years. Um so so yeah, we just gotta wait. We gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see. But I think, yeah, he got next up. He one of our last heavyweight hopes, and I hope that people get behind him. But yeah, he made the comments talking about how he really don't love boxing. He just want to get his money and go start a family and all that. That rub people the wrong way because you do boxing, you gotta love it, you know. But if you do heavyweight boxing, you really gotta love it. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. If you do heavyweight boxing, you really gotta love it because, you know, them times that you don't want to go and you got to take a shot and how big and fast and athletic these guys are today, you really gotta love it. And that's what people feel about it. You really gotta love it. So, and then you start looking at the landscape of the division. If you don't believe me, really is, how many Americans you see here? Come on. It's Wilder, Andy Ruiz right now, and Jarrell Miller and Wilder and Miller. They out of there. And then you start talking about Andy Ruiz. He pretty much seen as a Mexican, and he could be on his way out due to inactivity. So yeah, this is a international division. It's the new cruiserweight. It's the new, smaller weight classes, super paperweight, flyweight. Ain't no American flavor in here no more. And all the American athletes are going to do something different now. You know, they're going to do something different. They're going to do football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's what's dominating over here. Some people going to power lift. Some of these dudes going to MMA. Some of these dudes going to wrestling. So, it is what it is. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, the whole nine. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. In addition to that, check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. That link's in the link tree in the description. All that's in the link tree. Peace.